Right now, somewhere on Earth, an ant is climbing a blade of grass it has no interest in climbing. It clamps its jaws down. It waits to die. It didn't choose this, something else did. A fungus called Ophiocordyceps grew inside its body, rewired its muscles, and steered it there. The ant is still alive while its own limbs stop belonging to it. You've probably seen the video. You probably felt a little sick, and then you probably closed the tab and forgot about it, because ants are small and strange and far away from you. But the real answer is way stranger than that, because the line between that could never happen to a human and that's already happening is a lot thinner than your brain wants to admit. Here's the question that should actually keep you up tonight. What if a parasite like that evolved to fit a human body? Not a zombie, not a movie, a real organism doing what parasites already do, just aimed at you. And what if the horror wasn't losing consciousness? What if the horror was staying fully awake inside your own skull while something else moved your hands? Let that sit for a second. To understand why this isn't pure science fiction, you have to understand what a parasite actually wants. It doesn't want to kill you. Killing you is often a failure. What it wants is a taxi. It wants your body to carry it somewhere useful, usually into the mouth of whatever eats you next. Evolution doesn't care about your dignity. It only cares what gets copied. This is already the entire career of a parasite called Toxoplasma Gondii. It can only reproduce inside a cat, but it often finds itself stuck inside a rodent instead. A rodent should be terrified of cats. That fear kept its ancestors alive for millions of years. Toxoplasma doesn't destroy that fear circuit. It edits it. Infected rodents stop avoiding the smell of cat urine. Some are even drawn to it. They walk toward the exact danger their whole nervous system was built to avoid, and they do it calmly. Now, here's the part that should really unsettle you. The Czech biologist Jaroslav Flager spent years studying this same parasite in human beings, because roughly a third of the world's population is already carrying it. He found subtle shifts in reaction time, in risk-taking, in personality traits, in people who didn't even know they were infected. Nobody is arguing humans are being marched toward danger the way that rodent is, but it proves something uncomfortable. A single-celled organism with no brain of its own can reach into a mammal's decision-making and leave fingerprints. If that's what an organism can do by accident, imagine what one could do on purpose, shaped by millions of years of pressure to get better and better at exactly this. That's the direction real biology has already been pointing for decades. The entomologist David Hughes spent years mapping exactly how the ant fungus hijacks behavior, and what he found was not a takeover of the ant's mind. It was a takeover of its muscles. The fungus doesn't need the ant to think differently. It just needs the ant's jaw to clamp shut at the right moment. The ant, as far as anyone can tell, is not gone. It's a passenger. That distinction is the whole nightmare, because if a parasite ever adapted to a human nervous system with that same precision, it wouldn't need to switch off your mind. It would only need to reach the machinery underneath it. Your motor cortex, your spinal signals, the wiring between the decision to move your arm and the arm actually moving. You could be sitting here, fully yourself, fully aware, watching your own hand reach for something you never chose to reach for. Not a blackout, not sleep. A hostage situation happening inside your own body with you as the only witness. The parasitologist Kelly Weinersmith, who has spent her career studying manipulator parasites, describes this kind of control as one of the most efficient tricks evolution has ever produced, precisely because it doesn't fight the host's will. It bypasses it entirely. The mind can scream no. The body has already said yes. Now, bring it back to the ordinary version of your life. You felt a weaker echo of this more times than you'd like to admit. The urge to check your phone mid-conversation, even while you're telling yourself not to. The bite of food you take when you already decided you were full. The scroll that continues long after the boredom set in. In every one of those moments, some part of you is fully awake, fully aware, and still watching your own hand move without full permission. You are not infected by a mind-controlling parasite, but you already know, in a smaller way, what it feels like to be a passenger in your own body. And that ant, right now, still gripping that blade of grass, waiting to die for a fungus that isn't even trying to hurt it on purpose, isn't as far from you as you thought when this started. Somewhere on Earth, an ant is climbing a blade of grass it has no into.